and welcome to another exciting edition of the PRB Sports Show, your trusted destination for insightful sport conversation. I'm your host, Abel Sunday. On today's program, we turn our attention to basketball as we review the performance of Marktown Flyers in BAL Season 6, examine their campaign, key moments, standout performance, and what lies ahead for the club, while also spotlighting the Nigeria Under-18 basketball national team's performance in their qualification games, assessing their strengths, areas for improvement, and what their display means for the future of Nigerian basketball team. Joining me to discuss is our famous, a respected sports media strategist who will share his expert analysis and perspective on these major basketball stories. Grab your teacup because PRB Sport start now. Make the PRB Sports Show part of your weekday routine.
Philogene in the penalty area, twisting and turning. He tries to flick it towards goal.
Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Make the PRB Sports Show part of your weekday routine.
Into Osimhen.
30 minutes of breaking headlines, in-depth analysis, match preview, and the stories every sport fan needs to know. And when Saturday arrives, we take things to another level. Get ready for Balls of Fire every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. One explosive hour of fearless opinion, heated debate, and non-stop football conversation. Weekdays at 9 a.m., Saturdays at 1 p.m. Stay ahead of the game. Politics and Business Television, where Sport p.m. One explosive hour of fearless opinion, heated debate, and non-stop football conversation. Weekdays at 9 a.m., Saturdays at 1 p.m. Stay ahead of the game.
Bellingham, England coming again. It's Harry Kane and Bellingham.
Only on Politics and Business Television, where Sport alive. No gigments, no distraction, just pure unfiltered sport action. Welcome back, it's the PRB Sports Show reaching live from the nation's capital. And we're privileged to have the one and only Alfema of Nigeria, is a media sports strategist that is going to will be taking us through the performance of the Marktown Flyers of Nigeria, we'll call it, because they represent Nigeria in this year's BAL. Alfema, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Tony. Thank you for having me on the show.
Is it? You know, it's always a privilege having you on our screen, right? Okay, Alfema, quickly, you are one of those people that traveled with Marktown Flyers. So, if anybody wants to give us any gist, I think you are the right person to meet, and you are the person that will say, okay, you have rich information about this side. But looking into this team and their performance so far, how would you rate Marktown Flyers' overall performance in BAL Season 6? And did they meet expectations? Because a lot of eyebrows have been raising.
Oh, yeah. For the performance of Marktown Flyers at the just completed PAL conference in Morocco, yeah, first of all, I feel like there wasn't the pressure wasn't too much for Marktown Flyers because they're debutants, and the first time they just came into the league and they won the league. Same year they came into the league and then they qualified for the PAL. It wasn't really, we really didn't expect much from them, in as much as we thought they would have done better, right? But the thing is, they did what they could do, but then, as a basketball enthusiast, I just felt like something should have turned out properly well, right? But then it is what it is. It's basketball, it's a game, so whatever result you get, what what you feel or what your outcome has been so far based on the work you're putting. Yeah, so that's it basically.
Okay, that's it basically. What were the team's biggest strengths? And can we say the strength and weaknesses, I beg your pardon, throughout the competition? What can we say is the biggest strength and weaknesses?
Okay, yeah. Statistically, yeah, I was able to observe that the team starting out like for every game, we only won our first game and then in the likes of Sudel, Rocky Sudel, and Solani Buhari, who didn't get a start until the last game, the last few seconds of the last game, where they had to put in Solani and then and Sudel. But the thing is this, I said like the rotation should have been better, right? We should have done better rotationally speaking, and then we should have had more bigger guys, right? We had people in Jamaica who came in, We had Bright appointed. I think those were the only two big guys we had. And if you check most of the teams that did very well at EAL, they had a lot of big guys. They had a lot of tall players on the floor, right? You can actually have a small guy, the point guard, but then from a shooting guard and above, you need to have really big players. That's the only way you can be able to survive because EAL is not. You're not coming there to test what you have. You're coming there to showcase whatever it is you've done for a long time. So I think that is the main reason why BL has this system where they give some funds to the team to get players. So you don't have a choice or you don't have an excuse to say, okay, you couldn't get this player, you understand? But I feel like the rotation was poor at some point because the coach was because the coach was not I don't know, maybe it was his own personal.
But coming, sorry to cut you short, or sorry to interject there, but coming to the coach, do you think
One can say it was a pressure, and let me be frank with you here. The coach that won the league from Markel Flyers, that Coach Markel came out.
yeah.
We were surprised when it was time for PAL, he was replaced with Coach Abdurrahman. Of course, that's the management decision, and then I really don't know how, I really don't care whatever it is. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I just felt like Coach Michael would have stayed on because if Tuchel came to that level, and then of course there's a certain chemistry which he already has gotten with the players before now. So I felt he should have had that offer. And but then, like I said, his management.
but the rumor or the story we heard was game or to take a team to bar. So that was what we had. But I don't know how true it is, but probably might clear the air here.
Sure, I think I also had that. Yeah, but there were some other coaches that came to CAL that just came for the first time.
Okay.
And probably they didn't have that for. So I can't categorically say that was the exact reason. But yeah, what I'm saying is, I mean right now, Coach Michael already has certification already. So I think if by mention the same people going to the CAL, I do not think to sideline about the country. But whatever it is, I just feel like every coach has his own style, his own rotational fund, and his own speciality. But I feel Coach Michael would have done better.
Yeah, indeed, Coach Michael would have done better if it's there because he has been the one that groomed this team, take them down to their first ever basketball championship in Nigeria, and which is even their debut, and is the only man that have beaten the Upas twice, I think, in a season. And I think that guy has done, or rather, I think anytime, any day, you could give that to him. But going forward and looking at them in the domestic league this season, they never look convincing. They don't look as if they will want to retain that title because yes, they just lost one, yeah, but the team himself, I don't think they look convincing to retain that title. Quickly, in 1 minute before we go to our next topic.
Right. Yes, you are very correct. But the thing is, they had a few changes, and then after having a few changes, some of the top players that during their championship season had to move over to other teams in the likes of Bright Poite, Chris Wachel, David Garba, So
Tomani also left.
Their young core.
Yeah.
They retain some of their young core in the likes of Thomas and the MVP, Patrick Abba, and a few other pieces. But then
Yes, to Boko City Chief. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. So I think the core of the players that won that league there are signed for other teams. In as much as they won the game this season, but they don't look like that championship birth team of last season. So what? Let's just wait and see what happens next, right?
All right, let's just wait and see what happened. It's time for us to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll move over to the Nigerian under 18 that did wonders. They just completed during their qualifying. I beg your pardon, during their qualifying qualification games, and they sweep all their games so far this year. But when we come back, we're going to be talking about that, and we're going to look also at the team list, and of course, we'll have one certain Afemo in the building is going to do justice to that. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Show part of your weekday routine.
Philogene in the penalty area, twisting and turning. He tries to flick it towards goal.
Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Make the P&B Sports Show part of your weekday routine.
Into Osimhen.
30 minutes of breaking headlines, in-depth analysis, match preview, and the stories every sport fan needs to know. And when Saturday arrives, we take things to another level. Get ready for Balls of Fire every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. One explosive hour of fearless opinion, heated debate, and non-stop football conversation. Weekdays at 9 a.m., Saturdays at 1 p.m. Stay ahead of the game. No gimmicks, no distractions. Just pure unfiltered sport action. Welcome back, you see P&B Sports Show reaching live from the nation's capital, and of course, the strategy himself. I call him that because I think he's the C. Ronaldo and Messi of analysis. Aftermath, it's nice to have you again. Let me say that. Okay.
Thank you very much, my man.
Okay, Aftermath, let's go to the last topic. Under 18, we saw what they did. And a certain Michael Ikeme is the head coach of that under 18. I think the MBBF did the right thing. Looking at this guy, looking at his potential, and try to see how they could enhance it. And giving him that appointment, lots of people were like, why Aki? But I think he went there and he proved all his critics wrong. But let me get your take on that.
Coach Michael came out, right?
Yeah.
Being appointed as the head coach for the under 18. I mean, who would have done it better? Like, it doesn't make any sense for someone else because right now, Coach Michael is just the right person for the job in the sense that his pedigree speaks for him. And then, for most people who do not know, Coach Michael has played in this same under 18 years back, many years ago, right? He was a member of the under 18 national under 18 team. And of course, he did so well when he was a player. So, if you look at his career right now, I think it's only proper that he becomes the head coach because tactically and technically, I think the guy is up there. Like, he's up there, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, of the but what really stood out most about this Nigerian performance during the under 18 qualification? If you look at the roster, if they can pull that on the screen for me, if you look at the roster, we'll have I think we'll have a certain Daniel Otolowa, Isaiah John, we'll have a Kene Enekwe, we'll have a Kainde Oluwale Asimolu, we'll have a Alokunle Alakunle Arebu. Sorry if I pronounce it that wrong. They have a Timothy Augustine, then Emmanuel Ashigogi. Then we also have a certain Joshua Ubonna. Then we have Aziz Suleiman. I think Olatimo. But look at the list all through. But that's then we have a certain Thomas. The Thomas you're talking about from how they call McTown Flyers. But looking at the list and what they've done so far, favor EB as well. What they've done so far. What stand out most for you? Is it the talent that they carefully selected and blend together, or is the machine itself, or the how I call it, the coordinator himself that is the main missing piece in this thing?
Okay. Let me just be as honest as possible. I'm not really carried on with the won all the games, drew all the other things. What happened? Now, if you check the games, they were different.
Different, yeah. I think I saw that. I think I saw that on one of your analysis. I think I saw that one of your analysis. Yeah.
Exactly. That tell you that for a coach to be able to make sure that for each game there were different MVPs. That tell you that he has been able to carefully understand the players. He has been able to carefully understand what works and what doesn't work, and this is something that an opposing team should be scared of, because you do not know, like, for example, if you are playing against Argentina right now, you know Messi like top person, you know who to hold and who to get that. You're playing against Portugal, you know Ronaldo and all that. But now, right now, you know, every game they started, if you feel you want to hold on to the MVP of the last game, someone else just comes up and does something different. Now, John was the top scorer. 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 and they won that game 96-35. Now they played the next game against Burkina Faso. The top scorer was a different player, Obona, with the same 18 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 steals, 1 block. Now they won that game 98-54. Now they played this game. Then that was where the golden boy Thomas came up with 35 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists, 13 steals, making a triple double. Now why would have thought that after Thomas put up that stellar performance at the third game, he will come out smoking in the last game. So you can see the versatility in the team. You can see that the coach has been able to, understand every player and know how to work every player to get the best out of the player. So you may be thinking, oh, Thomas is at the point man. Nah. You might think, oh, Victor is the point man. Nah, there's someone else. No. So I think that goes to show for most people who do not know, right? In as much as the Under-19 team were just winning their games, which Michael had to make sure that even after every win, he still had to call the players together and still talk to them and point out the lapses on the team. Of course, the fact sheets were made available, so they had to look at it and look at where they have some issues. Even though they blew out all the things, yet each game was like a learning curve for them. And the coach also always made sure that he had to call out the lapses during their team meetings and everything. And then you notice that for each game they play after the next game they finish, they do better in some key areas. And then, of course, in as much as they won, the next stage promises to be very exciting and very, very tough, because we really like of Senegal, of Mali, and some of these North African teams, So that's basically, I think the coach has been very, very technical and tactical enough.
Very tough indeed, and unfortunately we ran out of time. That brings us to the end of another insightful edition of